Hi, my name is Ashley Nicole Perales, and I am currently attending Grand Canyon State University, and I'm currently going for my bachelor's in education. Welcome. I am currently 31 years old, and if I can do it, you can do it. And we are here to talk about how we, as future educators, we can go through the process of communicating and working with different cultures, different races, different sorry, I cannot pronounce that word, but different religions, and how we process and how we teach and how we manage and what our classroom environment would be. So let's run it along. So I currently work in a Jewish community center school, but we also have different types of religion. There's some without religion, and I just want to kind of bring my focus and bring my experience to the table and talk about it. Since we are on the topic of multicultures, my response is to treat every child with the same respect. Treat every child the same way you would, treat your own race, or just going so forth. In our school, we have different religion, but our main religion is Jewish. And I think speaking in a Jewish community, you kind of see the aspect of us having more holidays off than other schools. Some schools they go by, they don't go by religion, and we go by, how Jewish has a Passover, how Jewish people have like a week off. Do we go by it? Do we attend? Certain things. We're more of like, sorry. Those were dogs. Pause. But we go over like when they have the holidays, when they have the months off, when they have the diets and things like that, and so forth. So my thing is, as a team and working as an admin, because my job duties are currently PE coach, and administrative assistant admin, going into like vice principal stuff, and I currently am in the process of doing more counseling with my students. I love doing social emotional learning, digging deeper than like the emotions that the students don't really see themselves having, digging deeper that the teachers don't have to worry about them so much, and I kind of take that over. So going into that, as a team and as a school, we work with everybody, but as a person, I work with even deeper emotional status where some of these kids do get bullied regarding their race, regarding the Jewish stuff. So let's just talk about that. And I know I'm kind of just all over the place, and I apologize, but let's kind of process how we maintain it, how we go over, how we kind of put a pause. And Jewish, their Passover, I believe it's within a whole week, and in May, I believe they go into months. So we as a team and as a school and all educators all come along, and we work with the other campus that doesn't go through this, but working at a Jewish community, we do have to acknowledge like how many days are we going to actually take off, because we cannot obviously as a school take off months. We cannot take off weeks. So we kind of go into where the communication of, can we take this day off and then run it on a Friday, or can we, because on Fridays we have like an optional day where the kids don't have to come to school, so can we switch that Friday into a mandatory school day? So that's how we kind of run it. Of course, our HR will acknowledge, and they kind of communicate with us and agree or disagree, and that's where the conversation of is diversity big enough where we can take the days off? And we do support all cultures, but since we do work again in the Jewish school, and we communicate with them, we do have to respect their values, their concerns, and their what they do. So we work kind of like as our own school, but we work with we kind of partner up with them. So working and partnering up with them, I think it goes into what these kids go through, and it's not only like their culture, but we stand on their culture. We are in their premises, and going into it, I feel like they go through so much. And as educators, sometimes we don't take that step back and noticing hey, we work with so many Jewish students that we never realize what they're actually going through. And maybe it's one thing, that it'll pass over. But as someone that wants to go into counseling eventually later in life, I do acknowledge and I do observe these kids more. So I think going into my process, I think it's maintaining that positivity, bringing upon them, making sure all the kids are kind of smoothing in and communicating respectfully, acknowledging that, yes, their religion stands there. Yes, we have other religions. We have India, we have, Korean and stuff like that. So acknowledging, and recently for Christmas, we did all around the world cultures where everybody brought in something from their culture, from their religion, from, their race and things like that, what they celebrate. And honestly, I loved it. We went into them singing different songs in different languages, and it's all about bringing everyone together. And my question is, in the back of my head, how do we do that? But it's teamwork, communicating with the kids, seeing what the kids like, doing what the kids want to do. And all the kids, their smiles, they lit up. And I think going into my future education, I want to do the same. And going into counseling, you want to make sure every kid feels belong. You want to make sure every kid wants to be there, all in and all the way. You want to make sure every kid feels wanted, loved, and they are respected at the end of the day. And working, and if you're not an educator, you want to understand these steps before you go in, and making sure that you are doing the right thing, making sure you are communicating with your peers, with your teammates, with your students, and seeing maybe there's Jehovah Witnesses that do not celebrate. How can we respect them along the way with celebrating these other things? Communicating, if they don't want to talk about it, how can I communicate this to the parent? And me going into it in the long run in my future line of work, I've already been kind of doing this already for over 15, 16 years. So going into it even further and a little bit more into depth, I would like to acknowledge and have those conversations for Meet the Teacher, emailing. Communication is your number one thing, and it's going to stand out, especially with your parents. Conferences with your teammates, conferences once, a month or twice a month. Your parents are going to also feel belong, and you want them to feel belong and respected as well. You want to feel like you want to build a relationship with all students and all parents, and it starts from the foundation of respect and emailing and contacting, and see where you stand with them. Once they see that communication, they're gonna acknowledge you and they're gonna respect you 100%. I like to say that my step one thing going into education is building that foundation with building relationships, building that trust. How high can it go? Where is my limit? Where can we trust each other? And how much further can we talk about this? So I think we talked enough. It's been a while, but I really hope what I do affects and inspires young adults or young kids. My students have even acknowledged the fact that, I want to be you when I grow up, coach. And I love that. I love that because I know I am doing something right in my heart. And maybe it's not every student, but I'm willing and I'm hoping that one day I affect more people than I affect right now. So again, my name is Ashley Nicole, and thank you for letting me be in your class. Bye, guys.